Hello, and welcome back to the channel. And welcome if you are new here. My name is Caitlin. I make lifestyle videos and just kind of love to hang out with y'all. Today, I'm going to be showing y'all my favorite pumpkin cookie recipe. These were my absolute obsession last year. My sister-in-law made them and I immediately texted her and was like, I need that recipe ASAP, and then I made it multiple times last fall and winter. They are so good. They're so delicious because they're almost like bready instead of like more cookie-ish. They're so good. Pumpkin chocolate chip. They are just delicious. So I'm so excited to make those with y'all because this is my first time making them this season and I am so stinking excited. Then I also thought we could sit down and talk about some books later too, just having a fun, friendly chat and talking about books because that's my favorite thing to do with friends. So without further ado, let's just jump into these cookies because I'm so excited to do this with y'all. don't know why I always end up sitting with y'all to do taste tests because I hate tasting stuff in front of people, but let's taste test. The pull part was already perfect. Like I said, it's more of like that bread consistency. So, let's eat it. Pumpkin is just so good. It makes me so sad because my husband doesn't love pumpkin. So I guess all these cookies are going to be for me, honestly. Oh my word, y'all. These cookies are so good. Seriously, make them. They're fairly easy to make. I know it looks like a lot of ingredients, but they are seriously delicious. They will be the favorite dessert wherever you take them for a Friendsgiving or a friend party or anything like that. They are gonna be a crowd favorite and pleaser for sure. So if you make them, definitely let me know. Because like I said, these are my favorites. They are my obsession. And I definitely need to share some with some friends because it makes a lot. But yeah, definitely let me know down below if you made these because they're so good. Please, I promise you, make them. They're fun, they're cozy, they make your house smell amazing, and they taste even better. Now that the cookies are all baked, the house smells amazing, I thought we could sit down and talk about books for a little while. I know I don't do that very often on my channel, but I just feel like fall is that time of year when we want to be cozy, so cozy activities include reading books. I was thinking about telling y'all about my top 3 like 5-star reads of the year so far. I haven't read a ton of books. I have a Goodreads if you want to find me on there. I don't really know like how you find people on Goodreads, but I am on Goodreads and my goal is 15 books this year. I did like 22 or 23 books one year, and so the next year I was like, I'll just one up that, but that was like the year I had my son. I ended up barely reading that year, so when I got back into it this year, I was like, let's do a realistic goal. I am on my 14th book of 15, which I'm very proud of. Yeah, I just thought we could talk about books. This is what I enjoy talking to friends about, and you guys are my friends, so I thought it would be a fun subject to get into. Also, of course, I pick to sit down when they're going and like mowing the lawn today, so hopefully it's not too annoying, but you'll probably hear a little bit of that in the background. So I know there's like a big debate of if people are like Kindle readers or if they're actual like physical book readers. I am both, but since having my son, I'm definitely more Kindle than a physical book, just because physical books, you know, obviously you have to take them with you. You have to have both hands usually to be able to read. Whereas with my son, after I had him, I was reading a lot through my Kindle and then through the Kindle app on my phone, which is so nice. And so even when I was nursing in the middle of the night or during the day and I didn't have my Kindle around, I usually always had my phone around. So I could go into the Kindle app and it would just, you know, connect to where I had left off, whether it was on the Kindle or on my phone. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the Kindle. I think that being able to have, whether you have this or your phone, that you always have a book with you, which is really nice. My Kindle cover is one from Etsy. I got it years ago. So it's like coming off because when I used to work, I would just toss my Kindle in my purse, and during breaks and different things like that, I would read. But I like that it just covers the front so it's not all scratched up or anything like that, and then I can cover it back up, and it's just so cute. I love how like small and light Kindles are too. It's just my favorite. Anyways, enough plugging of the Kindle, Kate. But I thought I would go over my 3 favorite books of the year so far, starting with One Summer in Savannah. So I have both the Libby app and the, what's the other one called? Hoopla. Hoopla? Anyways, I think it's Hoopla. I don't use Hoopla as much as I use Libby, but there was a time where I had gone into Libby and they were doing like a book of the month book club reading, and it was One Summer in Savannah, and it was so good. I wasn't sure what to expect but it was such an interesting story. It wasn't fully a romance book. It was more just following the main character and her life and her story, and then things start getting interwoven, and there's a lot of sadness and a bit of heartbreak, but altogether it's a very redemptive and a very sweet story. So I enjoyed that book a lot. It was 5 stars for me. Another book that was 5 stars, which just sounds kind of like hard to say 5 stars. It is Jeanette McCurdy's book that's I'm Glad My Mother Died. That book was heavy and very hard to read. I had to every time I would read something, I would go to my husband and be like, okay, so you know that book that I'm reading about that girl from iCarly, right? So I just felt like I had to keep just talking about it and decompressing from it, because that girl went through so much. It is crazy. And so even on Goodreads, when I was putting 5 stars, I was like, I want to put 1 star because it was awful, the things that she went through, the way her mother treated her, other things, and just so much that she endured in life. It was so heartbreaking, but the book itself and just how it's written and everything was a 5-star read, and I really enjoyed it a lot. It's so sad, these people that we might grow up watching and seeing. And I mean, I can definitely say I was the kid that watched iCarly growing up, and I was like, man, I want to be on TV or a TV show. That's so cool. And then you hear the dark side of things, and especially more and more that's coming out nowadays is definitely heartbreaking. So it was very interesting to read more about her life and kind of see that side where we really truly have no idea what's going on in other people's lives. So it was very interesting read. Then my third 5-star read so far of the year is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. That book was so incredibly sweet, and I just loved so many different aspects of it. But I loved the main male character. I just think the way he is with his anxiety and just overthinking so many things, and just we got to be in his head a little bit and hear some of how he thought. And it was very interesting because I am a lot like that. I overthink a lot. I do deal with some anxiety. So reading, his spirals in some moments, I was like, oh my gosh, I so feel that on a spiritual level. So it's very interesting reading that, because then you go to the female main character and she's like, I don't understand how you even got to this point, and their discussions. And I was like, man, that's me and my husband. My husband is so optimistic, doesn't overthink. He's just yeah, okay, whatever, where I'm just spiral. And so sometimes we're just on such different levels, and it's how did I get here, and how are you still here, and how are we gonna bring that? So anyways, that's how I felt reading Yours Truly. I really resonated a lot with the male character in that story. But those are my top 3 5 stars of the year so far. I can't lie, I've kind of been in a reading slump recently, which it sucks because it's this is a time of the year where, like I said, you want to get into reading. And so I've been trying to go through my TBR. Also, I want to find a good mystery book. That's my issue. I don't branch out a lot. I like the easy romance books that just you can read real quick. It's easy at night. You don't have to think too much about it. But I do really want to read a mystery. I read one 2 years ago. It was called If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, and it was so good. There were some aspects that I didn't love, but just overall, the mystery aspect of it, I thought it was so good. I want a mystery that isn't overly creepy, but it's making you think the whole book. Does that make sense? So I did start one recently. It's called The Mystery Writer. I don't know who it's by. Let me see who it's by really quick. Okay, I'm definitely gonna murder this. It is by Sulari Gentile. I'll put a photo of it up. But I just started reading that recently. I'm about 12% in, and I think I'm just starting to get into it. I'm still honestly kind of confused on what's going on. So I think I'm gonna have to read a bit more. But one thing with my Libby app, for some reason, I can only take out a book for 2 weeks, which 2 weeks is a long time, but as someone who's kind of been in a rut and stuff, I think I have to like give that book back in like 4 or 5 days, and I'm just starting to get into it. So hopefully I can like extend my loan, because I had another book that I started called The Reappearance of Rachel Price, and I think I talked about that in a video recently, but I didn't get to finish it and it had to go back to Libby, and now I'm back in line to get it back because I was just again also starting to get into it, and then someone else was taking it out. So I think I will actually get that book in like a week, so hopefully I can get into that one because that's also a mystery. Also looking into reading The Paris Apartment or The Guest List by Lucy Foley, I'm not sure how you say her last name, but both of those look really good and they are really well known. A lot of people have talked about them for like mystery and different things like that, so I might look into those books too. But I just want to start getting into reading a bit more and reading a cozy mystery that's not scary. But do you guys have any suggestions? What are you reading right now? Do you have like a cozy mystery that you enjoy? Like, I'm not into horror or like crazy thriller. I think I could do like a psychological mystery because I like to think about things and I like to figure it out, but I don't want it to be like I still need to sleep at night because I have a baby I need to take care of, you know? But yeah, those are the books that I've been reading or have read or want to read. I love talking cozy books with friends, and so I just thought that would be a fun thing to add today since we did some cozy fall baking and now talking books. So I'm probably gonna kick back and read for a little bit because my son is taking a nap right now, but that's probably where I'm also gonna leave y'all today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today, making my favorite pumpkin cookies. I'm so glad with how they turned out. They are chef's kiss. Definitely try this recipe out. Your friends will be wanting this recipe. Like I said, my sister-in-law gave it to me and it was my absolute obsession last year, and it is carrying on into this year. So definitely try them out. If you do, let me know down below. Please like this video and subscribe. I would love for you to stick around and join our friendship here on YouTube. Trying for the month of October to post about 2 times a week. So right now I'm thinking Thursdays and Sundays. So today is Thursday. I will hopefully be seeing y'all on Sunday with a fun video. So I will be seeing y'all real soon. Bye friends.